Before I introduce this panel, I just want to say I think you might have won the award for the furthest travelled for today. Can you tell everyone where you've come from and what time you got in?
I was in Bombay last night at about 9 p.m. So a red eye fly, and with all the lights, I hope you can't see the dark circles, etc. So it's not that I was drunk last night. It's just on the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've come a long way as well.
Where do you come from?
All the way from Leicester.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you guys later that why this venue was selected, because there are a lot of places around right the opposite side of the road where we're going to find a lot of you at like maybe 1 in the morning. So yeah, let's talk about it later.
You'll see Shwetank on a table in Schloss later on. So the power of personalisation. I'm going to get you both to introduce who you are, what you do. Just a quick sentence, that's okay. Start with you, Shwetank or Bav.
I'm Pav, co-founder of Explosive Ape. We're a strengthwear brand for the power lifters, strong men, strong women. We're going for about 3 years, and things have gone like pretty well. I recently exited a business, which I'll tell you about later. But that's who we are.
Hi, I'm Shwetank, and I'm founder and CEO of this company called Cooee. And we're trying to solve the problem of personalization and conversion optimization by trying to calculate purchase intent of every visitor in real time.
Amazing. So Bav, you've just sort of touched on that you've worked with multiple brands now, building and scaling. What role has personalization played in helping convert customers and drive retention at Explosive Ape?
The main thing is like what we were doing was we were trying to find loads of apps to try and do different things. But when we met Shwetank, it was like quite clear we didn't need to install like too many things. It was a one platform for one like clear message, not multiple things, very like straightforward. And like we've seen like huge growth like through this.
Amazing. And Shwetank, so Cooey's philosophy is don't treat all visitors the same. I agree, by the way. What does that actually look like in practice, though?
So I don't know if any of the brands believe that whatever they're trying to sell is the only thing available for the consumer to choose globally. I don't think so that's going to be an option. And even if that's remotely the case, do you think they'll just look at your product and say, hey, this is what I was waiting for throughout my life? No. Consumers are very aware. There are multiple options, multiple places where you can buy these products, right? So the amount of information is an overload for everyone. Every single visitor on your website is on a different device, different time, different mindset, different agenda. You need to figure that out what they're after on that very session, because you paid money to bring them in. All the traditional tools let you do a part of it once they've only gone back and then help you with retargeting. But what we do is understand the real-time intent or where the visitor is in the stage of buying journey, and then personalize the experience to improve your conversions. That's where we treat every visitor uniquely.
And how do you make sure that the personalization you deliver isn't relevant, is relevant without feeling intrusive or overdone?
So while we have many settings of the platform as to spam protection, like when we talk about pop-ups, don't deliver them more than one in a session, etc., right? But what we do in a sense is we're looking at 200 plus micro behaviors, clicks and events of what every visitor is doing on your store in that session. And that helps us to understand what is the stage you need to talk to them. If they're very early, tell them about the brand. Why do you exist? If they're confused like your favorite Instagrammers, guide them to choose a product. And if they're spending a lot of time on the PDPs, that means they've shown interest in a specific product. Then you go and talk to them about that product, bundle, AOV, upsells, and stuff like that, right? So when all this happens, visitor thinks that the brand understands me rather than giving me the most amazingly annoying 20% off pop-up.
I think you hit the nail on the head there with guiding, not telling. Just a little suggestion. So Bav, how did you discover Cooey and what were you hoping to solve when you first started working together?
we had like I said before, we had loads of apps that were multiple installed, loads of like reoccurring like payments every month. And what was happening is things were clashing when updates were done. The customer was getting really pissed off. You know, we'd get the emails, oh, this doesn't work, this is not working. You recommended a random product to me. Nothing was correct. So we worked with Shwetank's team, and like it's hard to believe, but our sales, like just by doing this and spending a lot of time, grew by 32%. Yeah, it's like ridiculous. Like I speak to him every day or every couple of hours, like doing his head in, but like it's worked like wonders for us. And that's like the customer are super happy. Like we've just launched protein, so we know which customers want which flavor they like, how often they buy it, how often they buy a t-shirt, how often they're buying like a hoodie, or do they need socks, do they need underwear? Like it's like it already knows these little things.
Amazing. Wow, 32%.
I got the report for me this morning.
Shwetank, can you share how your platform adapts in real time to different user journeys and what signals matter most?
So there are two parts of what we do, right? One is this intent, and what we do is we personalize the homepage, collection page, product page, and cart page for every visitor based on the UTM sources, based on intent, based on AOV, bundles, and stuff like that. So that's the real-time adoption. And the second part is a platform only works if the brand listens to you, right? So that partnership, I think, with Xplosive Ape has been amazing. And to answer a little bit of what Bhav's question was, he was leading this aspirational brand called Hype, right? He was the founder of Hype, and I don't know if you guys saw. I saw my daughter's school, like most of the kids carrying Hype, rucksacks and.
I was one of them back in the day.
Yeah. So then when we got in touch and we did some work with Hype, and now with Xplosive Ape, we don't just hand over the platform to you, but we also run it, because I have never met a brand who gives equal importance of what their ROAS is to what their conversion rate is. Everyone is obsessed on the Facebook and Meta side of things, but we bring the conversion side, look at the funnels every single day, find out where the leaky buckets are, and then do that optimizations, A/B test it, and all that to deliver overall value.
Amazing. So Bav, you touched on a few of the products you sell. Obviously, Xplosive Ape speaks to a very specific audience. How important is it that your website reflects that niche for a personalized experience?
So when the customer lands, they don't want to be bombarded with like random shit, which was what was happening before. So they're very specific. They know what they want, and like we can tweak and change things with Shwetank's team. And it's like, I know I'm keep going on about it, but it's like so straightforward for us to do. And we're seeing like increase all the time. They're targeted the right way. Like there's no like, they're not getting fed any random items that we don't want to sell them. So it just works really well for us.
And I guess the second part to that is, Shwetank, how do you approach working with niche brands that speak to a very specific community?
So let's take the example of Xplosive Ape, right? I think one of the biggest gap we're trying to solve is for the first purchase. And I don't know, a lot of brands here are profitable in the first purchase, right? That's a key metric for any DTC brand. And once they buy the product, then one is upsell, and second thing is also repeat purchase. Like we have data for these guys as to when a person comes in, buys a t-shirt, then they have to take about another 5 impressions for them to come back and take a hoodie, another 3 impressions for them to come back and maybe buy a pair of socks. All these kind of things, when you bundle it together, and we do it in one app, because on an average, brands use 6 to 7 different apps. All these apps impact your website loading speed. None of them talk to each other. So that's what we're trying to solve it. Like right from your announcement bar to bundles to cart to everything is personalized for every single visitor on intent, so that the customer is in the focus, not just what the brands wants to sell them, which, just doesn't work.
And to finish off with you, Bav, what advice would you give to founders in the room who are still using a one-size-fits-all website in 2024?
I don't think anyone should be doing that. I made mistakes with Hype. Like when we first started, and that's what we're doing, not targeted, just like throwing whatever at the wall and see what would stick. But like getting like dedicated time, spending time, like don't just like throw any shit at the wall, because all that happens is you lose money every time. Like everyone knows here, like to get a customer on the site now is more expensive than it's ever been. So like don't waste time, like give some time to like what customers really want. Like don't just do any random stuff, or someone's coming to you to sell an app, don't just install it because it looks nice or they're giving it to you for free or something like that. Don't do that. Like I made these mistakes in the past, and like in the end everything worked out fine, but when you're starting, like I wouldn't advise to do that.
Yeah, we're not in the age anymore where you can just greet someone
Yeah.
per name, are we? You have to put some effort in these days, unfortunately. And Shwetank, last one for you. So obviously, I'm going to say the word AI, but I think everyone's going to hear that a lot today. Someone turn it into a drinking game or something. How do you see personalization tech evolving over the next 1 to 2 years?
I think what's really happened in the past couple of years, let me take an example of ChatGPT, for example, right? 3 years back, none of you ever thought that you needed ChatGPT, but today now everybody uses it for a lot more reasons than you would even imagine. AI is kind of creeping in something like that. A lot of tools are actually using AI at the back and we don't even know about it, right? But I think it's going to come out more. But the way it's going to evolve in 2025 and beyond, AI is not just meant to give you data. If it cannot use the data and already apply for you, you're not using a proper AI tool anymore, right? So it should save your time. It should draw the results for you and also be able to tell you that this is the incremental stuff they were able to do. And given the costs of AI going down, it's coming more and more accessible for everybody to make the most of.
Thank you. Well, thanks for joining me on my first one of the day.
Thank you, and see you at 1.
Oh yeah, if anyone wants to see Shwetank dancing, then stay around.